everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome back. Stampin' Sue Creates here. I'm doing another machine embroidery video. This time I got this design off Creative Fabrica as well. I've just been rocking it on there. I'm telling you, if you're not yet a subscriber or a member on there, you don't know what you're missing. But I understand it might not be for everyone. So you can just go ahead, check out the designs, and if you find something you really do like, be sure to use my affiliate link, and also just purchase the design you want. So I have a piece of canvas here, and I think kind of large. Wasn't sure how big the design was going to be, and I did put a pin in where the center is going to be, but I don't really think it's going to matter because it's large enough. And I should put a little bit of spray on the back of that to hold that down because it is a little thick. So this is a really fun design. I'm looking for my spray. This design is a cute Valentine design. It's a bicycle with some hearts, and I got my spray. I know, those of you that say I'm not organized, but putting the canvas piece on here, I'm seeing it's popping up. So I'm using a little 505 spray, and we're going to take it away from the machine because you don't want to spray it near your machine. And I'm just going to spray the fabric back, and just light spray, just enough to put that over there, just to hold it down. I'm not really sure if canvas has a right or wrong side, but I'm using this side. All right, so I can still see where my fold line was, and just going to press it down in the hoop. So it is New Year's Day. So again, Happy New Year to those of you that are watching. So, okay, that'll hold it down. It's a temporary spray, it washes out, but it's not going to matter because I'm either going to make a pillow out of this or I need some decorations for my bathroom. So first off, I want to see where is this design going to go. So I'm going to hit that little box on there that's kind of a square outline. Okay, so it's just going to outline the area where it's going to stitch. I think that's going to look pretty good. Now this is a 34-minute stitch. Excuse me. And the longest is going to be the bicycle part. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use a gray. Now the gray is going to do kind of the rims of the bike, the seat, the basket, and handlebars. And this is the gray I'm using. It's Thread Nanny thread, number 704. You can make your bicycle any color you want, but of course, oh wait, I gotta pull that thread out of there. Hold on a second, let me cut it. So I just made another one of those cute little mouse stuffies. Oh my goodness, I think my cat, Dory, is a smaller cat. And I think she was afraid of the large mouse that I made. So I went ahead and used the 5x7 hoop. And if you're not following me over on Facebook, be sure to go over there. I am at Sweet Bee Embroidery. So it's S-U-E, capital letters, W-E-E-T, Bee Embroidery. And you can see I put a comparison photo there of the 5x7 hoop one. And also, I'm going to go ahead and do this while I chit chat. And also the 8x12 hoop. And it's just as cute. So those of you that may be watching that say, well, that's really nice. I do not have a large hoop like that. If you have the little 5x7 hoop, you can make one as well. And it's super cute. Perfect for cat size because it's not too big, especially if you have a smaller cat. So I have not stitched this design out prior to doing it. So it'll be interesting to see how it is. And I think it would make a cute pillow, a little throw pillow, or if you put it in a frame, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to do in my bathroom, because just cleaned out all the Christmas decorations, and I'm one of those crazy people that decorate everything. So I have Valentine's Day in the bathroom. I have a shower curtain that's Valentine's, and little throw carpet, and some rose-colored towels, and I think this would be really cute hanging on the wall. Or if I choose not to do that, you could just do so many things when you just stitch on a plain piece of fabric. You can turn it into so many things, quilt blocks, pretty much anything. So again, this is from Creative Fabrica, this design. And I am a member of Creative Fabrica, and like I said, if you use my affiliate link, you help me out a little bit. I make a little bit of money, not much. I mean, not enough to pay my mortgage, but enough to help pay my monthly fee for Creative Fabrica, and also to purchase other designs that I share with you here, and I really do appreciate it. One of the other ways you can support my channel is by becoming a subscriber. And by doing that, it's absolutely free. And by watching, liking, and commenting, YouTube uses that algorithm that we hear all about all the time, and they promote that to other people to find me and to watch. And by you watching and the little Google AdSense that comes up, that also helps to bring me a little bit of money as well. I mean, again, you know, it's not enough to rock my bank, but you know, every little bit helps, don't you think? So yeah, let me get a little sip of my coffee. So I was up last night. I hope you were too, celebrating the new year 2022. So today is 11/2022. Kind of crazy, isn't it, to think that we're already into another year, still going through a lot of things that we went through last year, and just hoping this year is going to be better. You know, heck, you know, we certainly have gone through enough, and I think we deserve to have a better year. So I was uploading that stuffy mouse design. Oh my goodness, it took hours to upload that. So I finally went to bed at about 1 o'clock, and I thought, yeah, this is just not happening, and thought, well, maybe when I wake up in the morning it'll be uploaded. But yeah, it wasn't. So let the dog out 5:30 in the morning, and fed the cat, and fed the dog, had a cup of coffee, and I thought, well, what am I doing up? You know, it's not a work day. You can go back to bed. So that is exactly what I did. Needless to say, it's a kind of gloomy, rainy, yuck day here in northeastern Pennsylvania. So I went back to bed, and I have to say it was probably the best sleep I had. I woke up maybe once or twice, looked at the clock, and went, back to bed. So I want to say I probably woke up, it was, let me think now, it probably was about 11:45 in the morning. And I never sleep that late, but it was just quiet, and there was like nobody moving around outside. There was not much traffic on my dead-end street, and why not? So I thought, okay, well, let's get up, let's get our day moving. So I took a shower and went down, and got that video finally uploaded this morning. And I thought, you know what, I downloaded this design yesterday with this cute little bicycle and hearts coming out of the basket, and I thought, yeah, I stitched up the little stuffy for Dory, a small one, and threw it in the other room for her, and she's having a blast with it, because if you put some catnip in there with the stuffing, they really do enjoy that. She's not really much for actually playing with toys, but if it has some catnip in there, that's perfect. So I did that, and I thought, you know what? I have no plans for today. Let's go ahead and stitch this bicycle out. And rather than, now this is a 34-minute stitch. I have to be honest, it's going to take a little time, and it is 16,349. I did flip the design. So normally it would have been in my 8x12 hoop if it went the other way, but I flipped the design to go sideways, so I'm able to fit this in a 5x7 hoop. So keep that in mind. If sometimes you see a design that, you know, is just going to be too large for your hoop, go ahead and flip the design, you know, turn it 90 degrees. And a lot of times you can fit that design going another direction. So don't be you know, thinking, oh, I can't fit anything, I only have a 5x7 hoop. You can do this in a 5x7 along with the mouse. Hear that little squeak? It'll probably start again. There it is. A little fan squeak inside the machine. Probably should be taking it in for just a servicing. I've had it now for a little over a year. Done quite a lot of stitching on it. I'm loving this machine, and I just cannot imagine not having it. I'm still holding on to that 5x7 PE 770 machine. I don't know why I'm still holding on to it. I probably should just like sell it, because after being spoiled by all the fancy things that this machine does, I don't know if I ever will go back to using that one. But I keep thinking if I take this one in for service, I can still have the 5x7 machine and still, you know, continue to do videos depending on how long they have it for service. So I use Pocono Sew & Vac up in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. It's where I bought it. And so if you're looking for a machine, you can check them out online, Pocono Sew & Vac. And if you give them a call and you have any questions, be sure to ask for Fred, because Fred's he's a good guy. He's a good family man. He sold me this machine. He sold me my other machine. And it's just a real nice business to do business with, if that makes sense. So you can check them out online, and if you need pricing, feel free to give them a call and they will help you out. So I'm excited about this. I'm thinking once I do the bright pink, I have a bright pink that I'm going to use, and the red. You know, it kind of looks blah right now, but I think that will help bring it out a little bit. So after the basket is done, it looks like we're going to be doing the spokes in the tires. And one of the reasons why I love embroidery so much is the versatility of so many things you can do. I mean, if you wanted to put this on a sweatshirt or a shirt, or, you know, like I said, a pillow or wall hanging, there's just so many things you can do with a design. It's limitless as to what you can do. Okay, so let's change this thread. Do I have to use this again? Yes, I will when the seat of the bicycle, it's calling for that thread. Let's pull this out. You always want to cut your thread at the top and pull it out down through the bottom. Let me flip my threads here. I use a thread stand for the larger cones that I use, white and black. I use them colors a lot. And I use a thread stand on the right hand side of my machine. But always cut the thread at the top and then pull it through naturally the way the thread goes, because if you just pull it out backwards, you're going against the tension of the machine. Oh, and that didn't. And that could sometimes cause you problems. And we all know how, you know, we love our machines and we don't want to have them not working for us. So this is just black. It's Isocore black that I purchased through Amazon. Just do a search there. And the other thread colors I'm using, they're all from Thread Nanny. Oh no, the red is from Bro Thread, but I'm sure I have a red from Thread Nanny. I just have this one going already. So I use either Bro Thread or Thread Nanny. Again, it's up to your machine. I've heard a lot of people say some of their machines don't like certain threads, or they don't like certain stabilizers or whatever. My brother machine has not, knock on wood, and I'm knocking, has not let me down. So it's doing the spokes of the tire, and then it looks like it's going to do the pedal once it's done with that. So this is 5 minutes. Again, I do chit chat throughout my videos. I have a lot of positive comments about that, and I know chit chat is not for everyone. So if you don't like it, feel free to fast forward, but make sure you're here at the end. You know, if you want to see the final result. Plus, that also helps me with my AdSense, in that if you watch till the end, you know, it's a good thing. So if you notice, I'm not sure if you can see that, but I first thought, oh no, the spikes aren't going all the way to the edge of the design. And then I realized the gray is actually the tires. So the frame and the wheels are going to be pink. So that's why it leaves that little bit of space, because that's where the pink is going to go. So I guess the gray are the tires. I probably could have done the tires in black, and then well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Heck, it's going to be beautiful no matter what colors you use. And another reason why I like embroidery is that you personalize things. If you want to put a little saying on this when you're done, you could pull up a saying and stitch it on separately, or incorporate it into your design by using software. You certainly can do that. A lot of times if I decide I'm going to add a saying, it might not be until I'm done with the design. So I can just rehoop it, and I'm floating this one. This is called floating, where you're not actually putting it in the hoop. While I could have done that, and that would have been fine, I just decided to float it in the hoop by using a little bit of adhesive spray. But you certainly could have hooped it in the design, and it would have, you would have had to, you wouldn't have had to spray, your fabric to stick it. But either way works. You do you. You find out what you like to do. So worst case scenario, I decide I want to make another one and change up the colors, then hey, you go ahead and do that. So when you go and buy a picture, you have to buy it as is. If you buy a painting, buy it as is. If you machine embroider it, you personalize it and make it your own. Maybe you want to give this to whoever your Valentine is, whether it be a girlfriend, boyfriend, child, grandchild, niece, nephew. You can personalize it with their name on here, or bicycle built for 2, or bicycle built for 1, whatever. And I know I'm rambling, because I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about? I got about another, let's see, I'm 13 minutes into it, 34 minutes. Yeah, I got a little bit more time, about 10 more minutes, I guess. I'm not a math person. But that's another reason why I like machine embroidery, because you don't really need to know math. Alrighty. So you'll notice the spikes on this one are going to be a little bit different, because you're going to have that, and I don't know what the parts of a bicycle are, but that back component of where the part of the bike kind of connects to the back, whatever that little thingy is called. And the one thing I like about this machine is that it cuts the thread. If you notice, when it moved to another spot, normally you would have a stretch with a piece of thread that you got to go back and trim all that. This one cuts the thread in between moving to different colors and different areas, and I really, really like that. Okay, what are we doing? We're doing the little petal now. And I'm seeing a little bit of puckering there. I'm going to stop it. Seeing a little bit of puckering. Probably would have been a good idea for me to hoop this fabric, but just a little bit. But I'll try to see when I steam press it, if I could steam it flat. And I don't think that'll interfere too much. There's going to be components of the bicycle going in that section, so. But you may want to, if you're going to do this design, you may want to hoop your fabric. Put your stabilizer down, and I'm using a cutaway stabilizer. Whenever I use fabric, I use a cutaway stabilizer as opposed to tearaway. Okay, next we're going to be doing that bicycle, and like I said, this is going to be a long stitch out. This is going to be 16 minutes of stitching pleasure. Oh, it stuck to me there. All right, well, not too much down below, because that's the end of the bike, so it's going to go in around the inner part. So let's go ahead and get that pink. The pink that I am using today is 085, and this is a Thread Nanny thread. Again, purchased through Amazon. I do most of my machine purchases, machine embroidery purchases through Amazon for all these pieces and things that I need, stabilizers and whatnot. And if you're always wondering, like, well, I don't know, there's so many different ones on there. I'm trying to grab that thread. Which one? Do your research. Check the numbers. Check and see what, you know, what is Amazon's choice? What are the reviews on there? How many people have purchased it and what were their thoughts on it? Always do your research, and it doesn't matter what you're purchasing from Amazon or anywhere else. Always do research. And there's also a lot of groups on Facebook that you can join, and a lot of helpful people on there. There's some people that maybe aren't so helpful, but they try, or maybe they're new like we are. Like, I'm by no means any expert in embroidery. I'm just learning as I go, just like all of you that are watching. And if I didn't mention it, I truly do appreciate you watching and coming back to watch even more. Maybe some of you purchased this design and you want to stitch along with me. You certainly can, because I'm doing it as though I was doing a live. And you can just stitch along with me. Now, this is a design that you don't really need to have instructions. It just goes step by step. But if you're making something, you know, a block where you need a little direction, and I always welcome everyone to get the design and stitch along with me. And if I make a mistake, then we make that mistake together. If something happens with the machine, we just work with it when it happens. I'm not one of those people that sits for hours and hours and hours and edits my videos. I just don't believe in that. And you know what? I just don't have time for that. I'd rather stitch out more designs for us to enjoy than to waste hours at a time editing software for the perfect video. And you know, while I do not begrudge those people at all, if they have the patience and the knowledge to do that, I don't. So I don't try to be someone that I'm not. And yeah. So anyhow, okay, so we did the inside of the bike. Now it looks like it's going to do the frame, starting at right above, I guess that would be the fender. Yep, that's the fender. On my screen here, it shows you a little crosshair where it's doing the stitching. So as it's going, it's showing you what area it's stitching. So if maybe you wanted to do the fenders a different color, you could have stopped in between when it was transitioning to the next spot and changed that color thread if you wanted to. I pretty much am just going to do it as it is, and we'll see what happens, right? Why not? So I do not recall the designer of this, the digitizer of this design, but I will put the link in the comments below with my Creative Fabrica. Oops, sorry, I just caught my long cord in my foot. My affiliate link, and also the link for the design, so you can find it quickly. I mean, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of designs on Creative Fabrica, and you could pretty much find anything that you are looking for. So now we are doing the one part of the bike frame, and this is going to be a girl's bike, so it has that little I want to call it like a swoosh, you know, where it's not straight across the bar, it kind of goes down at a swoosh. So yeah, this is turning out really cute, although definitely next time, and learn from what I am doing, definitely hoop your fabric and make it nice and taut. Again, I'm getting a little bit of puckering, and it would have been nicer, but like I said, I will steam press this when I'm done. Put a piece of cloth over the top of it and steam press it to protect your stitching, and hopefully all those little humps and bumps will steam out. And once it's in a frame, you won't even know, because if it's, you know, behind glass, or I like to use the frames that have the plexiglass, because if by chance for some reason, you know, the picture falls off the wall, you don't have a massive glass cleanup, especially if you're going to be putting it in a bathroom in a frame. You definitely don't want to do that. And you can find frames anywhere. Again, where do I get mine? Amazon. Like everything I get, right? You guys are probably tired of me saying that already, right? But that's where I get everything. And I did some of those diamond paintings, and you can purchase some of the 12 by 12 frames in like a 4-pack, so you can save yourself even more money. And they have the acrylic, what would be glass, it's acrylic on there, so you don't have to worry. But make sure, if you're making any of those, to peel that, there's a film on there, to peel off the film that's on the frame, because you might think it looks foggy. And the reason being is that that film is on there to protect the surface from scratches. And a lot of times the film is on both sides of the clear acrylic. All right, so now we're doing whatever that part of it is called, the part that connects to the wheel. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I think a red bicycle would be super cute too, with pink hearts coming out of the basket. I think that would be fun. Or if you wanted to make this for a male, you can make it a blue bicycle. Not to say blue is only for boys, but a purple bike. Oh, why didn't I think of purple? That would have been super fun. But sometimes you'll notice your machine kind of makes that kind of noise. That's because it's going over the previous stitching. So don't be alarmed by that. It's going through the other layers that were already stitched. And you do get to know your machine. Now there, it had to go over the spokes. Get to know the sounds of the machine. And when you hear something that just doesn't sound right, definitely stop your machine before any damage happens. Sometimes the needle will break, or the thread will pull through, or, you know, there's many things that can happen. Now it's doing the handlebars. So fun. A white little basket on here would be cute. If you did this on a dark fabric with bright colors, I think that would be super fun too. There's just so many possibilities. So many of you may be wondering, so what resolutions have I made for the new year? Well, you know what? I don't like to make resolutions, because if for some reason I fail, no one wants to feel like a failure. So instead, I like to make like changes, you know, so that you don't feel like, well, maybe if it fell off the wagon a little bit, just get right up back on. So of course, one of my improvements for 2022 is definitely eating healthier. Of course, losing weight. I'm pretty much like that with everyone. So if I'm eating healthier, moving more, and watching what I eat, watching my sugars and carbs, you know, all that will help with the losing weight, and of course with my diabetes. So that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to, you know, of course, doing more videos for you. So if there's something in particular you'd like to see, please let me know. And just a positive outlook to the upcoming year. Sometimes we tend to look at the negative things. And yes, while it's easy to look at others and what they have and what you don't have, you just have to be grateful for what you do have. And I certainly am grateful for starting this YouTube channel, which started off with mostly just stamping and has grown to almost 5,000 subscribers. I'm very excited about that. And I think that deserves a giveaway. I know I've said that in the past. But I really do appreciate all of you taking time, whether, you know, you're looking for something to watch, and I watch a lot of YouTube channels as well. And you know, I always make sure I give a thumbs up or, you know, leave a nice comment. I'm not one of those people that leave negative comments. I was taught growing up that if you don't have nothing good to say, then you probably shouldn't say anything at all. So if it's something that maybe, you know, isn't something I believe in or I like, I just keep quiet, you know, because I don't want anyone to feel badly. And I always think, you know, if that was me on the other end and I was reading that, how would that make me feel? And if the outcome of that is not really that good, then I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now we're doing that back part that hooks the back wheel. So that I'm pretty much saying, you know, what my plans are for 2022 is more videos, healthy lifestyle, positive attitude, and what more can we ask, right? And so I hope you too have thought about, you know, the new year, new changes, things to think about. Life's too short to be a negative Nelly. Nobody wants to hear that. And I don't do well with negative people surrounding me, so I'm going to try my darndest to turn those conversations around and make them more positive. Okay, so now it's looking like the inside of the tire, I believe. Yes. I think this digitizer did a great job on this design. The stitching is very nicely done. It's very well covered. Oh, thread break. Did you hear that? It stopped. So what I'm going to do is, and I have a feeling I probably should change my needle, because usually a thread break will mean that, you know, something's brewing. So let me just reach behind here and we can all share in that as well. Okay, and I know not too long ago I did a video with thread needle break or something break, and I showed you how to change the needle. Let me make sure I have one in here. If I don't, yes I do. Okay, so the needles that I use for my machine are organ needles. Where are you at? Organ needles. And let me turn it around. They are 75/11. And again, oh, this is the last needle in here, I believe. Okay. Again, I purchased them from Amazon. So, and I apologize if I hit you, but you're going to take this little screw here and you're going to unscrew it and pull out that needle. And I'm going to go ahead right now. I'm just going to stick it onto this paper. I have an old pill bottle that I put all the needles in so that when I finally get enough that I throw them out, the trash man won't get poked by it. So this needle has a rounded front and a flat back. So the flat back, well, the flat part goes to the back. And I'm going to put the foot down. Gives me a little more room. And you're just going to stick it up in where the needle goes and just whoop. And my arthritis is acting up today, so I apologize for the struggle that I'm dealing with today with holding on to this. Okay, there we go. Oop, it's stuck right in my finger. All right, tighten that up. And there we go. Okay, we'll lift our foot. And let's go ahead and rethread. And a lot of times if you have a self-threading machine and you go to thread your needle and it doesn't thread, then you definitely want to check out the, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I have to close that. Okay, thank you. And you might have an issue with that. You want to make sure that that is in there securely. Okay, so because of that thread breakage, I'm going to go in where it has the plus and the minus, and I'm going to minus 20 stitches. So it's going to take me back a little bit. And if the thread was kind of acting up anywhere there, it'll just go over the stitches. because I don't want any areas, which this one won't matter because it's just the underlayment, but I don't want any areas where, you know, there may be a little gap from where the thread broke. So it is a good thing to change your needle. If you can't remember when you changed it last, you probably may want to change it. It makes a big difference in your design as well. Because that, and I probably should have done a bobbin check, because I've been doing so many of those stuffies that I may run out of bobbin. That may be the next thing we have to do, but we'll see. Oh, and look at, speaking of that, the bobbin thread is almost empty. So how about that? Okay, I'm going to close that out. Now this has a cutting design, so I'm going to cut my thread. Okay, so I'm going to take my hoop out and put that on the side and pop this open. And here's the bobbin. And you can see it doesn't have much left on it. And I don't keep these. I know some people keep them, reuse them. I buy them that are, pardon my reach. I buy them that are pre-wound. And again, Amazon. And I use the pre-wound bobbins. And I just feel, you know, that, I don't know. I just feel funny. Like maybe I would wind it and putting in my sewing machine, but not in the embroidery machine. Okay, so I'm just going to go along there where that goes. So when you put it in the brother machine, it looks like the letter P. You have the circle and the thread coming down to the left, and then you just put it in here and around there. And there you go. Let me bring my design back in. And I'm not going to do any back stitches, because it just, you know, it didn't do any breakage or anything. It was just that the bobbin needed to be replaced. But I'm going to try to flatten that out a little bit. Put the foot down, and we're off to the races. So we should be good now for a while, because one thing though, where was that thread floating around? Well, I'm going to let it keep going. Okay, I'm just listening. Oh, there's that thread. I'm just going to let it go. With pre-wound bobbins, they are tightly wound, and I had, you know, done pre-wound. I had done my own winding of bobbins, and I use a bobbin thread for that. So there is a difference. It's a different weight. I believe this machine, the bobbin thread is 60. So I find when you buy them pre-wound, they are tightly wound and they go a long way, as opposed to winding them yourself. And I see that thread there now. So because of my OCD, I just have to go in and trim that. Excuse me. I tried to blow it away, but that didn't work so well. So anyhow, I like to buy them pre-wound. You can buy them in all different colors. You can buy them in black and white. You can buy them a mixture of black ones, white ones, colored ones. So I do have colored bobbins that I use that they match pretty good with the thread I have. I mean, it's just the bobbin underneath. And the only time I really use that is if you're going to see the underside. Like with a project like this, I just use white. If I was doing it on a black piece of fabric, I probably would use a black bobbin underneath. But you're not going to see this at all. This is just going to be underneath. And I don't want to stick my finger in there because I recall what happened with that. Okay, so this is doing the part that the seat is going to go on. But definitely check your manual with the type of machine you have to make sure that you're buying the right weight of thread for the top, along with the correct weight of bobbin thread, because there is a difference depending on which machine you have, which brand, and what they recommend. And then you can judge from there what your machine likes or doesn't like. All right, where are we going now? Looks like that part with the pedal on it. Like I said, this is the longest stitch. Next, we're going to do the seat of the bicycle, and then we'll change the thread back to the gray. That's a 2-minute stitch, and then after that is going to be the hearts coming out of the basket with red, and then we'll be done. And then we'll go over to the desk and we'll take a look at it. Okay. Now it's going to do that placket part that goes all the way across to the back wheel. Oh my goodness. My coffee has gotten cold. I guess people spend money for that kind of coffee though. Cold coffees. Never really got into that. You guys drink cold coffees, iced coffees? I figure if you let it sit long enough, then it pretty much, especially in the wintertime in northeastern Pennsylvania, you know, it's chilly and your coffee will get cold. I was watching a YouTube live, and the one woman that was on there, she literally had a cup, and she had, it was like a programmable warmer for her cup. And she said it wasn't, you know, wasn't cheap, but it comes with like an app for your phone. Like, really? Like, oh my goodness. So I checked it out on Amazon, and ooh, way beyond my price point. But I think it was like almost $200 for the cup and the warmer. So I don't know. I mean, I know they have those warmers where you can plug them in, but I don't really think I need another app on my phone, especially one to keep your coffee at a certain temperature. I don't know about that. That's why I have a microwave. Or I just drink a cold brew then. So I'm very pleased with this design. And I'm just thinking, you know, the thread that's variegated, I wonder how fun that would be on the bicycle, on the frame of the bicycle. I think that would be very cool. So if any of you that stitched this out, let me know, what color bicycle did you make, and what was your experience with stitching this out, and did you enjoy it, and what did you do with your design? And or I'd love to know, what do you all do with your designs that you stitch out? Do you make pillows or shirts or back of jean jackets? I've seen a lot of things with the back of a jean jacket. I think that would be super fun. Okay. I am kind of seeing that tire a little bit through the pink there, but that's okay by me. That is a-okay by me. Okay, I'm just going to get a little louder going over the other additional stitches there. Are we done? Oh, we are. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back to the gray. I'm going to leave this color out because in case I want to go back and make anything coordinating. Now, when I went to cut this, I inadvertently pulled it. So I'm going to very gently pull it from the top because I had no thread there to grab from the bottom. So do be careful of that. And I do sometimes on occasion do that. So every once in a while it's okay to do, but don't make that a regular habit if you can. Okay. Let me get those curved scissors. I love these curved scissors. I think they're called applique scissors. I'm not really sure, but they have that little curve to them. They come in very handy. And they've lasted a long time. Okay, so we're going to do the seat and the end of the handlebars. And then this is 2 minutes, so hang in there with me. We are almost done. And I should have pushed down that a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. I think this is definitely going to need a saying on the top. But we will see. I could make 2 smaller ones. I could find another bicycle design and make 2 small frames to hang in the bathroom. I could. or just a small pillow. My dog loves pillows. So whenever I sew pillows or I have throw pillows, she always likes to, like, she goes round and round and round in the chair, and she scrunches them all up with her front paws and fluffs them up to her liking, and then usually just plops down on them. She loves pillows, and then she'll take the other pillow and she'll squish it up so she can put her head on it, because she's part pug. So she has some, sometimes with her nose, she has some breathing issues. So I think by having her head elevated, it helps with her for breathing. And she snores very loudly, very loudly. But I love her. She's the highlight of my day. Okay, now we're going to do the handlebars. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait till it's finished. Another thing I love about machine embroidery is watching it stitch out. If I'm here alone and not doing a video and it's just quiet time, I just love to just sit here and watch it stitch. It's almost like watching fish in a fish tank. You know how it kind of brings on that lowering of the blood pressure thing. Now certainly if you're having problems with your machine and it's breaking needles and jamming up and doing all that, that's not too enjoyable. But stitch free is a good thing for me to just feel good, watch it stitch, and then see what the outcome comes to be. Super cute. Okay, the other handle, I guess it's a handle on the handlebar. It's a handle, it's called. I haven't ridden the bike in forever, you know, and I know they always say, oh, it's like riding a bike, you never forget. Yeah, I didn't forget, but my balance is just not good anymore the older I'm getting. I have enough trouble just walking on 2 feet, let alone be on a bicycle. Unless maybe I'd be like the old grandmas. And no offense to any grandmas out there, I'm one of them, that ride the 4-wheel bikes or 3-wheel bikes. That probably would be me. Okay, so now we are on our final step, and I am going to go in here and kind of press this down a little bit. I am seeing puckering, but not too much we can do about that right now. And let's get our thread. So this one is bro thread, and I know that because the shape of it. And this is red. It's N225, and it's a true red. I think hearts done with a variegated thread with a red. That all rhymes, doesn't it? Would probably be very cool too. But let's just see how this goes. All right, so here we're doing the hearts that are flowing out of the basket as we're, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to press this down as well. I'm not sure how far back they go, but I do see some wrinkles. The frame ends right here, so. All right, there we go. And here we go with our hearts flowing out of our basket. And I do want to cut that thread. One of my OCD issues is those little threads that be floating around. But I will just wait. I love the pop of the red color. Excuse me. Now I do notice I will have to cut those jump stitches because it's just a continuous stitch. So it's not cutting those threads as it goes along. So I will have to do that, which is nothing. Just use a small little pair of embroidery scissors, or I use my Stampin' Up! Paper snips. They have a nice, bright, nice tip on them, a nice tiny tip that you can get in there and cut those threads. Oh my goodness. I love hearts. I love anything hearts. I always did for years and years and years, and I still do. One of the reasons I think why I love Valentine's Day so much is because of all the hearts. I am going to be doing an upcoming video. My daughter has some Norwex towels that she wants me to embroider their initial on. So that is probably going to be my next project, is embroidering on towels. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not promoting Norwex or am I getting any commission from Norwex, but if you have not used any of the Norwex products, oh my goodness. If you like to clean and not use any kind of hazard material or anything that's going to pollute the earth or anything like that, with Norwex towels, when you want to wash windows, all you need are the towels and water. That's it. But she got for Christmas bath towels and hand towels. And although they don't recommend, you know, embroidering on them because it kind of takes the whatever out of them, she's like, I don't really care, she goes. So she gave me those to put their initial on. She wants it done. They're gray towels with navy thread. So that'll probably be my next video that I do. So be sure to keep watching for that. And I'll show you how to embroider on Norwex towels. And we are almost done with this. We're just down to the final stitches of our little hearts. And there we go. Okay. I don't know what my daughter's messaging me. TV is up and running. I might have missed a few text messages from her. I'll have to see when I'm done. Okay, so here we are. Our design is finally finished. Let's go ahead and I am going to take this over to my desk and then I will reach over and bring you along. I will cover it up so you don't get dizzy in the moving and try to not show off my messy area. All right. Just have on a storm chaser on my, I'm just going to pause him so it doesn't interfere with my video. And let's go ahead. All right, so here I'm taking my little paper snips that I have from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to go in and snip those little in-between threads. Oh, sorry, that was my stomach if you heard. It's probably wanting lunch. Or it's kind of like a late lunch, early supper kind of thing. All right. A seam ripper would probably be a good choice for this as well. And okay. All right, so let me unhoop this. Lefty loosey, Sue. Okay, take it out of the hoop. And I still have sticky on here when I was doing, what the heck happened there? Oh, I see what happened. The stabilizer wrapped around the hoop. Okay, well, we'll just cut that away. Thought it was stuck on the hoop. Okay, let's move that. So everybody always wants to see the back. So there is the back. You see that? Very nice. And here is our front for a cute little bicycle. Now I will take a pressing cloth like I said, and I will go ahead and put that over the top of it and press it, and maybe do some sort of saying going across the top like that. But anyhow, there is our heart bicycle. Super cute design. Something that you could do a pillow, or make a tote bag would be really cute, or like pretty much anything. So I think it's super cute. I want to thank you for joining me here today and watching my video, and as always, thanks for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you have the rest of your day a happy new year, and be safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.